Hello, Victory Baptist Church. It's a joy to be here with all of you. I definitely am excited as far as how the Lord has led us, as far as the change of ministry, being church planters in South Africa. This past March, I had a great opportunity to lead a group from Tucson, Arizona, and even Brother Jason King from your church to South Africa on a 12-day mission trip. During the trip, I really believe the Lord worked on every individual in our group and really brought them closer to Him, including myself. And during that time, it was just a time of challenge and really a time of eye-opening events. We had an opportunity to meet a young man by the name of Sipho Bonga. Sipho, just a few years back, was a man, or really a teenager, that was going after the materialistic things of the world. He was a young man who was giving in to wanting to please himself and not really caring about a lot of other people. Sipho grew up into a home that taught that as far as the way that you appease God is doing animal sacrifices to your recent dead relatives. They thought, hey, if I fix things between my relative can fix things between me and God. And that's just kind of the situation that Sipho grew up in. But it was amazing. If just a few years back, Brother Sipho went to a Bible study, Brother Kevin Hall. And at that Bible study, he put his faith and trust in Jesus Christ. And when we were there in March, we saw firsthand what the gospel message could do in someone's life. We saw how it could change people's lives. We saw how that it could transform people and change them from going after the traditions of their family, following after the true God of heaven. And now Sipho is involved in preaching the gospel message to the over 1 million people there in the city of Port Elizabeth. And while we were there in March, we had an opportunity to help build on his church that he started in January. So going into the third month, it was exciting to be there. And, as these past few years, as I've been traveling representing our ministries in Peru and traveling full-time promoting missions, I'd go into churches and really recruit and push, saying, hey, I need you to wake up, realize there's not a lot of time left, realize that the time is short, that we need to get involved in getting the gospel message to the world. Why don't you consider going to the mission field? And it's like during that trip, God kind of changed my heart. And He said, Mark, instead of telling people to go to the mission field, why don't you start telling them to come with me? So that's really my prayer, is that I can raise up a group of young men, as far as to come with me to the mission field as we share the gospel of Jesus Christ and do all we can do to start Bible preaching churches. God's been really good to my family. God has been good to our church and our ministry. But we don't want to get complacent in what we're doing now. We want to be even more excited, more committed to the Great Commission that God has set before us. And I would ask you to pray for the Coffee family as we take Jesus Christ to the people of South Africa. We're praying that we can see a church planting movement started there in South Africa that will move and affects other parts of Africa and also other parts of the world. Thank you so much for your prayers. I know y'all been praying for us. Thank you for your encouragement. And, just come to South Africa with me. If you're considering missions, I definitely love the opportunity as far as to show you the field and get you involved in the ministry we hope to start there in South Africa. God bless you. Thank you so much for your time, and pray you guys have a great week. God bless.